Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. Sorry we are starting a little bit late. So today we're holding our SHAC meeting, which SHAC stands for School Health Advisory Council, and you all are part of this committee. And it's scheduled for today, February 27th, 2024 at 5:30. We call to order, and we did post the agenda on the 23rd of February. First order of business is health services, which is informational item. We have Ms. Sarah Salivar that is unable to make it today, but I do want to briefly go over some of her items that she talked to me about. The school district is conducting the vision, hearing, and spinal screenings throughout the district. And then once we have completed all of those for our students, then we can go submit to the Texas Department of Health. I don't have the exact date. She was going to send me all of this information, but unfortunately she wasn't. We can revisit it at our next meeting, which will be a public meeting. Health fair. Ma'am, you want to talk briefly about the health fair that the district is conducting?
Yes, and I apologize. I was going to bring the flyers, but I think I left them at Dolinas since I was writing that at the open house last night. But it'll be March the 21st, it'll be on a Thursday, and it'll be...
We do have some. We can pass them out.
Oh, okay. And it will be at the La Feria Early College High School, starting at 5:30 to 7:30, 2 hours, and we'll be having different organizations there. And it's just going to be like a walk around the cafeteria, tables, so there's some information and stuff.
Ma'am, Ms. Laredo, what is the purpose of this health fair?
Well, it's to continue with how we can, this year our goal was about to become a healthier
Healthier
district.
bodies?
Yes, so yes, healthy bodies. And I believe I do have a title, I forgot. I think it's on the flyer, I forgot the title. But it's to keep promoting health, as y'all, I don't know if y'all know that I'm still doing the walks every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 4:30. Yes, the title is Healthy Body, Bright Minds. And I did have another flyer, but I'm sorry, I apologize for that. So yes, it's just to keep promoting health.
Are we getting...
We've had a health fair since I think before COVID, I believe. So this will be our first one.
We're doing screenings or?
Yes, some of the, I believe, I know that Ms. Sarah is the one that has all that information, but we'll be having some health screenings, blood pressure checks, BMI measurements, some of the gyms will be here also, like TrueFit and Orange Theory, I believe. We are also having nutrition boost, healthy snacks demonstrations by Mr. Duran, the nutritional guidelines and information by Ms. Casas, interactive cooking demonstrations. We're trying to see if we can bring in AgriLife and local Herbalife from the video. And of course, fitness activities, mini fitness classes or workshops, and fun fitness challenges and games for the students, and those will be at the gym.
Okay. This is all informational items. Anything else, ma'am, Ms. Laredo, that you can help us share for on behalf of Mrs. Salivar?
No, I mean, it's just that we're going to try to have a lot of help from the students as well from the high school. Also, I just got information from the TRGB nursing department, so they will be here as well. And it's in Texas, hopefully they will be here also to keep promoting right about the...
Ma'am, is this for students or are we promoting community as well? Okay. And when we promote community, how are we, I'm putting you on the spot because I wasn't able to talk to you, but I know you do this quite often. Community, how are we letting community know besides social media?
We're going to be sending flyers, we'll be posting posters of the businesses.
Are you going out to businesses to promote? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you talk about student performances, what are we doing there? Are we doing any kind of physical activity?
We're going to...
Yes, we reached out to the principals so that we reach out to the teachers who want to go complete on physical fitness, so things of that nature. So yes, right now
Okay.
that's what I'm working on.
Okay, and those physical activities will be held at the high school? Yes, okay.
It'll be an indoor, it's not gonna be outside.
Thank you. No, just kidding. It's too, what did just bipolar weather? Okay, so we are promoting it throughout community. Is there any way, any other way we can help you to promote it? Besides the social media and going out to businesses, do we have any other ideas of how we can promote this?
Yes, ma'am. Usually the principals also send a reminder or a class dojo, any form of communication to parents.
Okay. Class dojo. I think what we need to do is also see if we can do a messenger. If, let the people know, let our parents know that we do have a health, a health clinic expo? And we can send it. We don't like to use the health school messenger a lot because we don't want to bombard parents with a lot of messages, but I think this one is important. And we can talk to our IT director to see if we can send something short and simple to this, about this. I think this is very good. I think it was a good idea you and Sarah brought up. I know you had talked to us about it in the beginning of the year, but it just, sorry. I do want to leave in-track immunizations. I don't have the exact number because I know that one of our goals was to have all our seniors have their immunization records, have it signed off so that when they go into college that they have that information available. I don't have that information available to you, so we can put it in our next item, next agenda. Update on the Narcan. I believe it was in December, Mr. Flores, if I'm not mistaken, or in January, where our school board met and they approved Narcan. And Narcan is when there is an overdose of fentanyl, okay? And remember we talked to you at the beginning of the school year how we were going to look at these policies. So we have in place in policy, and Sarah took the initiative. She ran with this. She provided information. She got prescription for the Narcan, and she has trained individuals at the campuses to have this ready and available to our students if needed. This was approved in, sir, I don't know the date. I totally blanked out. What date was that?
I don't have the exact date, but it was either the December or the January.
Yes.
It was January.
But I don't want to give you like all this wrong information or very vague information. She did have procedures in place that we wanted to just look at about the Narcan. I think it's interesting that how how she had it aligned. So I'm going to leave this on the agenda for next time that we meet. The AED 123. AED are those oh my gosh, I'm like so blanked out. AED, those machines that so Coach Bam, you know, the defibrillator. Yes. So what happens is that every 5 to 7 years our batteries die, or 3. I think she said 3 to 5 years. So we have to renew them, and if we renew the whole thing, it becomes expensive. But we have a company that she was going to contract with they come in and they service our AED machines, and they update the batteries for a low cost. But we sign a contract. So they'll be coming in, updating our EEDs. She wanted to share that information with you. She was super excited about this. I think this is her thing. She was going to upgrade all this AED equipment and the batteries. So I just think that, in all fairness to her, I think I'm shortchanging her in her presentation. So some of this information, I do want to leave it for next agenda meeting, for the next meeting. The next item of business is informational as well, which is the family and community engagement. It's Texas Time Community Challenge update. Ms. Tanya, do you have an update for us?
Yes, I would love to congratulate you all. You guys are doing fantastic. You guys are leading first place in your category. So big round of applause, because this couldn't happen without you guys, the community, the SHAC. You guys really took the initiative of leading this. And so I wanted to share some stats with you. We have La Feria ISD has a total of 465 participants, and they have a total of 160 of them are employees.
How many, ma'am?
160 of them are employees, but then you, like the rest of them are also like community members and everybody who's sharing these points with you guys. And then the total earned points as of February 27th is 1,471,600.
Wow.
And the top school we have is La Feria High School, then we have Duluth Green, and then Sam Houston. They're the top three. Then I also have the number of healthy meals you guys have reported is 1,492. And I can share, email you guys this. And water consumption is 1,381. Physical activities, 1,236. And total miles walked, 1,052. And this is great. This is just in 7 weeks because we still have the rest of this week to finish. So I want to congratulate you guys. I mean,
Did all of you all sign up for Texas Time? Is it too late?
no, not at all. I have flyers.
And you guys signed up, like, we're going and up again, and all of a sudden I'm like, so I'm not walking in anymore.
So I also want to share a little bit with you all as what the school district did to promote this within our district. And we have Mr. Flores here. He really pushed it. Him and Mrs. Laredo, they really took it. And that's it. And this is why we are in first place. So what did y'all do throughout the district to promote this engagement?
There's a lot of texting, a lot of phone calling.
What were the incentives?
We broke it into, we broke it into like 60%.
Hold on, ma'am. There's too much. Okay, we can refocus. Ma'am, we can refocus. Can we, sorry, Ms. Tanya.
One of the things that we did incentives for with the staff, and we broke it into 3 phases. The first phase was to have as many staff members registered at least 60%, and then we had another time frame where we recruited, and then we took it up to 80% of your staff, and then another 2 weeks of recruiting, and then right now we're at the last phase where we're trying to recruit 100%.
So where are we at?
Right now,
Where are we at, ma'am?
Right now, we know that, we know the special ed department, the CNI department, and the academy are at 100%. The other campuses are at, in the high 90s. Usually this Friday, we will look at those numbers, but I know they asked me, they want the numbers sooner than later so that they can.
So I know that, Tanya has always been promoting this, and I just want to thank her because it's Texas Time Community always does a great job in helping our district out. So I want to applaud you, Tanya, for all of the hard work that you do. And then you support us and everything, and then you just give us information, and Nancy and Mr. Flores ran with it. And while we're in first place, last year we weren't in first place. I think we were like in 4th or 7th.
Yes, I think last year you guys got 4th place.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yes.
So last week, one of our campuses was like not even at 50%. And I was kind of like, no, they have to take that. So I asked her to go and talk to some of the employees there, the staff members. And then I also told them, this is the reason why, because they were like, why are you pushing this so much? And I told them the reason. The SN Texas donated equipment for our program.
Oh, wow, man.
Yes. And it's awesome. I should take a picture of it. I got everything ready. I just need an instructor for one thing.
Yeah.
And also they donated the bicycle racks.
They also donated gardening tools and equipment for our elementary classes.
Yes, so
Wow.
after I told them that, it was like, oh, okay, so they got the phones and they were able to get the 80%. So I guess, they need to know why we're doing this, the reason why we're always pushing. Since I met Tanya, they've been awesome to us. Every time we meet them, they're here presenting at all of the events, so that's the reason why we want them to give back to them.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Tanya, for that. I think that that's pretty neat. I know that when we go with it, we just go with it, but we don't really go 100% a lot of times because we have so many other things. But I thank you that you all took it and you went like 100% full force. I know because I would get texts from Mr. Flores.
He's very competitive.
No, but I think, and I do hear when I go through two campuses that teachers are like, hey, did you sign up? Or, hey, I need to mark I need to mark my steps, or I need to put my meal in, my, healthy meal. So I hear teachers talking about that, and the more we do that, the more we're promoting healthy living. Okay? So I think that's good. So kudos to Texas Time. It's Time Texas. I want to change the name.
It's okay.
Tanya, we appreciate you and your staff, and of course, Mr. Flores and Mrs. Nancy Laredo for that. Thank you. So at the end, when does it finish, ma'am?
It actually ends this Sunday, so track all your points, earn them for your community, for your school district. Sunday's the last day. And actually, I forgot to brought that. This Saturday, we have a free event for everybody who's participating at Benson State Park. Over there, it's in the
Mission?
In Mission. It's free entrance for everybody. And they're gonna have events for the kids, they're gonna have bike rentals, little like walking tours. So go on and you can track your healthy habits there.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Tanya. Any questions for family and community engagement, or It's Time Texas? Nobody? Okay, guys, so y'all have until Sunday if you haven't done it to get on track. Oh, here is the map. Here is the... next item on the agenda is an action item, and we have Mrs. Graciela Campos, our athletic coordinator. What is it? Physical education. Let's talk about Marathon Kids. We've been talking about this for several months already.
The last time we
The last month.
sort of mentioned it. But before I get started, what I want to do is thank, I forgot her name, Tanya, because she doesn't just come in and present, and she doesn't have she also has a passion for what she does.
She does.
But it's her attitude. It's a very positive, a very non-pushy attitude. It's more of, hey, join us because this is good for all of us, for our community, for our kids to see us being role models. And so the effort that you put in is amazing. The attitude that you bring is also amazing. But it's how you respond to all of our needs that I think it has to be mentioned. Because I'm not really good in technology, so she helped me, and I was terrible. She probably remembers trying to log in and do all that stuff when we had to walk up the track. And it's just, we don't have it 100%. We're all human, we're all gonna fall somewhere, but it was her response and her effort and her attitude that is amazing. And I just want to thank you for that.
Tanya.
To the Ferry ISD and the way you respond to all of us. Amazing.
She's very patient to me when in those Zoom meetings.
No doubt.
Yeah.
It's the way she presents herself to all of us. She's not being aggressive, she's not being pushy, insistent, but in a very gentle way. So I thank you for that. Thank you.
Your kindness speaks.
Yes.
Thank
yes,
you, Tanya.
I really do thank you. And so now we move on with Marathon Kids. I am going to pass this out. You all are welcome to keep.
I have it on the screen as well,
Right,
ma'am.
I'm just.
Okay,
just
go ahead,
letting
go
you
ahead.
So they can take it and, if they have a question or they have something that they might want to add. I mean, I believe that, like I said, it's the team effort, the cooperation that we have among all of us to try to get our community, because we mentioned community, to try to get our students and to try to get us to be the role models. And so I really picked, we went with this. It might be something that works and it might be something that doesn't work, but I'll tell you what, the way I see it, when I talked to Coach Foster about what we're trying to do here, he was very adamant about informing the committee that he couldn't be here because he had already committed to a soccer game, and he's a very involved and always wanting to go ahead and let the kids know. But anyway,
Ma'am, and for the ones that don't know, Coach Foster, Craig Foster, is our new athletic director
I apologize.
for the district.
So I'm gonna stand because I don't really like to sit when I talk. Anyway, so if y'all don't y'all have any questions, I might not have the answers, guys, but I'm gonna tell you what, I know we have individuals in our district, along with our athletic director, along with our superintendent, all administrators, all teachers. We don't have all the answers, but I think if we work together, I think we can really come up with something that's really, really neat for our kids. So if you look at the handout that I gave y'all, as we talked about, we set goals. And so before I continue, because I'm gonna forget this, if we look down at the green part, it says evidence-based pillars to long-term healthy behavior adoption. That's what this is about. And when I try to find something that we can hang our hat on, does it make sense? Maybe it doesn't make sense to all of you, and maybe it does. But I like the fact that we set, the first pillar is to set goals. And so I think, like the Time Texas, if we do that, we set a goal, and we know where we're at. So it's that goes with tracking. That's our second pillar. We want to track what the participants, it includes the why. Why are we tracking our laps and our minutes of heart pumping activity? Why are we doing that? Okay, and it gives you some simple answers there that you can look at. I don't need to read everything. I know all of you can read. Then we want to model. Modeling the way I think is crucial. The way we deal with each other, the way are we going to grow, or are we just going to be stagnant and just like, why are we doing this? So I really like this right here. The social support is we bring kids together. Like you said, we're going to have that community event in Edinburgh, and everybody's going to go, and everybody's going to be able to come in and work together and see. There's no doubt there's improvement that is needed in everything that we do. But I think together, I think we can really, really provide the best experience for our kids. So I like the social support. Moving together is more enjoyable when you feel the support of others. And I think as a committee, we support each other, and we're going to be the great role models, or work on being great models. Then we celebrate. Big cheers and high fives go a long way to foster long-term behavior adoption. A lot of our students maybe don't understand, maybe are just learning. So this celebration, I think, is another pillar. And then rewarding. I know it shows a shirt, but we do have like certificates that we can give to the kids. So when I talk to the PE teachers about this, and we're really focusing on our elementary, I talk to them. Let's start off as a group activity instead of individual. We're bringing it together. We celebrate our success as a group. So this is a good way to track it. And I didn't give y'all a copy of this, but you could go online and you could probably see everything. And you're gonna be like, Coach, you said this, but that's not this. And I'm working on it, guys. I'm sorry if it's not 100%. But I like the fact that the teacher can stand in front of the class and say, look, this is what we're gonna do. Okay? We did a 5-minute activity today. It gives you a little block, all right. We do 4 of these, we get to 1 mile for every little quarter. And it's good to track. You know, the kids can follow it before we send the kid out by themselves and they do their own thing. So I felt like if we do it as a group, then when the year is over, we can go ahead and say, okay, now we can give you the individual, which is something like this on the back, and then it becomes an individual for them. They can track their quarter miles or half miles or 3/4 miles, and then their mile, and they can start maybe bring it back to the teacher next year, something they can continue with. So when we looked at this, we really liked it. Is it 100%? Maybe it isn't. Then we also have what we call the ACE program in our district, and so we felt like these were some running club games that they could use, and so we're going to share this with our ACE coordinator, and there's just different games that they can bring in as a group and pick one and say, hey guys, look, these are the different games we've got. Which one do y'all want to play today? So.
And can they track those, ma'am?
Monday?
Can they use that to track their progress?
Of course.
Yes,
because
they can.
In this game, let's say they go a 10-minute activity, workout period, a 10-minute workout period. So then you get your little log. You can do either one. So 1, it's 5 minutes. Okay. 2 is 10 minutes. You do your 10 minutes is 2, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It gives you your mind. Okay? So it just does a lot of tracking. It's not like that. Okay. So that's Marathon Kids. The reason why I picked it is like what it tells you. It's evidence-based program pillars. The Marathon Kids program is built upon 6 research and evidence-based pillars. The 6 pillars help structure the program to build community around physical activity, help establish healthy habits, and provide a sense of belonging for your participants. And the sense of belonging, I think, is super, super important that we sometimes do not focus on. But anyway, that's my spiel on Marathon Kids, and I think that's what we're gonna go with. Now, if at some point, so what are our PE teachers gonna do? I gave them the ability to be individuals in choosing, we have about 12 weeks left of school. I know it's like, wow, really, only 12? But, so that's what we've got left for school. So I gave them the opportunity to pick 6 to 8 days. They can do 12 days if they want. That means 1 day out of the week, and they introduced this Marathon Kid, and it's something that they can do together as a class. So I didn't want to say, okay, all of y'all PE teachers, you're gonna come in on the 14th, and I want everybody to do this on the 14th, or on Monday, or on Tuesday. I feel like us being individuals is important, as long as we're trying to all reach our goal. Okay?
I have some questions.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Okay, so this is, you have met with your subcommittee? You did?
Yes.
Okay, and you've now, when do you meet with the coaches? Or you've
Okay.
already met?
Yes, I met with them in December.
Okay,
Unfortunately, when I was trying to do it face-to-face, there was COVID for one of our members, and so I went ahead and we just went through text. A lot of our activities that they gave us, they recommended. In speaking to the PE teachers, they were like, oh, we've already done that. And I just can't remember what the activities were right now. They're like, oh, coach, we do that. Okay, all right. So, but we've already talked about it, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna meet again before the year's over, or a couple more times, and then if they have any other recommendations for our elementary PE up to Dominguez, then we'll go ahead and consider all that.
so we're looking at pre-K through 6th grade?
Through 6th grade, yes. Running this Marathon Kids.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I guess the coaches are going to talk to them and give them examples of activities? Is that how it's going to
We
go?
have a lot of examples here, or any activities that they have that constitutes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That's
Okay.
what this is. It goes to 1 mile, 2 miles, 3, and then you've got your 5, and you just keep going.
So the kid gets the incentive chart or the tracker. And what happens when he brings it back?
No, we're gonna do it as a class.
Oh, you're doing it as a
We're
class?
doing it as a class. We're not
Okay.
gonna do it as individual. So we're gonna teach the kids first how to come in as a group and work together as a group. And then, once school's gonna be out, then we can give them the individual one. And they can track in the summer what they do and stuff like that.
So if we give
I
them,
believe that a
yeah,
class would be more,
Okay.
like your community. You build your community, you talk about your class. I mean, the PE teachers could even say, hey, let's say, one elementary and another elementary, and they say, well, let's go ahead and have like a little competition. And let's see how many miles we put in as a PE class. See what I'm saying? So that creates your competitive environment, but it's not super to where the kids are gonna feel like, oh, I just didn't do it. So we do it as a group.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I just wanted, so they're going to work on it for 6 to 8 days?
Yeah.
Is that what you're wanting?
I'm gonna recommend 6 to 8 days, but I also said if they wanna go above that, I mean, anytime somebody wants to go above and beyond, it's like my runners, they wanna run a little bit more, there's times when I stop them and there's times when I don't. They just do their extra. Sometimes it's not good for them, but.
We have been talking to the SHAC committee about Marathon Kids because I had talked about the Jump for Heart and
Yes.
I brought in other options, but the subcommittee wanted or went with Marathon
Yes,
Kids.
yes.
So now we need to take it to vote so we can take it and meet with our coaches to say like when we're going to implement this activity.
Right. So when I talked to Coach Foster about it, he really liked it. He said he believed it was kid-friendly. He believed it was a good way to maybe finish the year and introduce something for the kids to do in the summer. Because if you notice, these Marathon Kids, this handout that I have that I'm going to introduce to the ACE program, and also I've already shared this with our PE teachers. It's a Marathon Kids, it says running club games. So they can start understanding, there are clubs out there that they can join to do different activities. And well, running, I'm started running at the high school, so that's not why I picked it. I just really feel they don't need equipment. They can go and do this without a piece of equipment. You know, they don't need a jump rope, they don't have money to go get a rope, okay? It's friendly, you can just walk, you know, do a little power walk and you get something. To me, it's budget friendly, kid friendly, space friendly. I just think it's a great way. And then the other thing that I also think about, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, we start them here, and when I get them up to the high school or the junior high, or when they get as old as me, this is something they'll always be able to do. This is something that they will always be able to do. If I used to be a football player, I wouldn't be able to do football right now. If I used to be a volleyball player, I probably wouldn't do it, but I can still walk. And every once in a while, jog a little bit and then get my pains here and there. I can still do it. I think this is a lifetime activity that I think is very important that our kids are introduced to. And the earlier we learn something, it becomes more of a habit.
I know we can push it in the summer as well, because we've got the A's going in the
Yes,
summer,
ma'am.
sir. But we also we're gonna have like sports,
We
Like-
are looking at
like camps?
sports camp as
Sports
well
camp.
this year.
Yes.
Met with Mr. Garcia today, trying to work that in.
I do think, Coach Campos, that one of my recommendation is
Yes,
that if we do consider sports camp,
Yes, ma'am?
that you promote this.
Yes, ma'am. We will. We've been talking about it. I mean, like I said, we're not 100% perfect, but I
Okay,
never believe in perfection. I believe in excellence. And
Do
we
you-
work on improving. We'll
great.
get
Do y'all have any questions for Mrs. Campos, Coach Campos? I never call her Mrs. Campos.
there. That's okay.
Coach
You can
Campos.
call me Miss-
Do y'all have any questions? We do need to vote on this item. Do you have any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I know that Marathon Kids has a parent portal access.
Yes, ma'am.
Will, if you're thinking about doing it during the summer, as far as some parents may not be literate or comfortable, maybe offering some type of step-by-step video or maybe a meeting or, just something so that the parents can also get engaged, especially for the younger ones.
I like that. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not really good at technology, so I might just reach out to you so you can help me with this, girl. Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm not really good at, she knows I wasn't very good at technology. Okay, it's a parent portal. I like that idea.
Sometimes if
We'll
you
look
get-
into it and then we can
And
see.
also the community involvement as
I
well.
like that. Yes, ma'am. Very, very good. Thank you for that suggestion.
Let's take, if you are a member of the committee of SHAC, let's take a vote on this. All in favor for Marathon Kids to be implemented? When will you start, ma'am? After spring break?
No, we're gonna start, hopefully my coaches will get back to me because we have 12 weeks left.
Okay,
So I told them 6 to 8 opportunities to be able to introduce this so the kids can get moving.
got it.
And so, like I said, I'm gonna give them individual, like an individual decision. I didn't wanna be like micromanaging them, like do it on this day and do it on,
Okay.
But that's what I'd like.
Okay, let's take a vote. If anybody has any other questions, if not, we'll vote. All in favor for us to implement Marathon Kids? All in favor? Okay, it's a yes, everybody. The next item that Coach Campos has is what is it, ma'am? I don't have it here, I'm sorry.
It's
Um,
gonna be our subcommittee, we already talked about it.
Our
and the
subcommittee,
date that
yes.
We're gonna meet, and then, our physical education teacher have.
If you can talk to us a little bit about that,
Okay.
because it's an action item.
Okay, so. What's this? Thank you. I already got a title of it. Okay, so. We brought mainly our elementary teams. And so why did I do that? Why did I bring high school and why did I bring, middle school? Because, and next time I'll bring them, if that's what we want here at the committee. But I'm gonna tell you why I didn't do it. When I was talking to Coach Foster, I explained to him, and I said, sir, I'm gonna go with our pre-K through, what did I say, 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th. Because I believe that it's at that stage where we are developing our children to become as close as possible to mobile and learn movement. I think that's crucial. A lot of us focus on, can I kick a ball, can I hit a ball, can I jump? And of course, jumping is a movement, but the striking and learning the strategies to me are not needed at that point. At that point, at that age, it's more about developing their ability to move. I think that's crucial. So I brought these along. if you notice, I'm just gonna show you real quick. The first 6 weeks, this is for PK, 3rd to 4th, and it was real general, you know, there wasn't a whole lot. All our teachers are here, their activities, their objectives, their materials, and I'll just, I mean, y'all can look at them if you would like. So, what happened in the second semester after I talked to them, I said, we need to be a little bit more, eye-friendly. I guess I look at something, I don't know how to say that, but like this, if you look at it, you're like, okay, what am I looking at? This is all black and white, there's not a focal point. So, when we talked about it, they created something that I hope is a little bit friendlier to read and a lot more informative. So this is our second semester for the PK 3rd and 4th. This is our second semester, so this is like the 4th 6 weeks. So let me go ahead and pull that out. Now, our teachers are there. So you have like a cover sheet about the content summary, if there was a warm-up, the equipment and the activity that they're gonna cover. And then basically they have the teach, for example, this is kinder, this is first, and you go through 3rd and 4th, okay? And they're highlighted to where it makes it a little easier for you to read, okay? And they included our teach on it, okay? They're written out, they're not just, in like the first semester, they were just numbers. Okay, so here you can look at it, okay, what's 1.5, okay, let me look at it, all right, this is what they're talking about. Okay, they might be talking about movement, they might be talking about the ability to jump, or, you know, a dance key, or whatever might be the case, okay? So, that's how we went from point A to point B. As I say, there's always room to improve. So, we have all of these, the teacher here, that's basically all I have on the teach, unless you have questions, I don't have a problem.
I just, because it's just me.
Go ahead.
What was the purpose of these teaks? Like, I mean, I know that's what we have to teach, but you gathering them and meeting with the committee, what was it for?
For improvement.
Improvement and not in the teaks,
for
but
aligning, for improvement and aligning and talking to these teachers that we need to really focus on the children's ability to move. Whether it's just walk, whether maybe for our little babies, it could be just, you know, standing up, if that's what their need is at that time. But now, they gave me their reasons for doing this or for doing that and this and that. And again, repeat teachers, you might have the same thing here, we're all gonna jump, and I don't give you an activity, or I don't give you a specific activity how we're gonna jump, and you might just do your own kind of way of jumping, okay? So, to be very specific, I can say, okay, we're gonna work on jumping, all 3 of you, all right? But you're gonna focus on the landing. Why the landing? Because we get injured on the landing, we don't really get injured on the jumping.
so is
When I
it,
jump up, so what we're trying to do is trying to align. So the first semester when I looked at it, I was like, I'm not happy with this. I'll be very honest with you. When I got them, I wasn't happy. I'm like, to me it's just black and white, there isn't a whole lot here. Let's see if we can be more specific. So the second semester they came in, they sat down, they worked together, and they created the lesson plan with a cover sheet that gives you a real quick look at what the lesson's about for that week or that 6 weeks. Okay?
so since second semester and you've been working with the coaches, are you seeing more alignment? Are you seeing that they're doing, are they staying on track with their lessons?
What I see is them wanting to get this on the right path. That's what I see. So, yes, I see improvement. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, because I'm not there every day. I'm not there with the classes every day. Okay, so I can't really tell you. Now, our hope is that yes, that's what they're doing. Okay, that's our hope. So we give this, and now I have a guide, and God willing, that's exactly what we're gonna use. But if it's not, then we're gonna work on it. We're gonna see, we're gonna talk to whatever we need to do to improve and get our kids to the next level of movement. At the little ones, if we're gonna develop them for athletics or athleticism, we're gonna improve their athleticism. To me, movement is number one. That's my number one area. Once they get to junior high, they're not so much into athletics. Once they get to high school, my PE kids are definitely not looking to get into athletics, they're into PE.
So-
So there's a little difference.
When you met,
Mhm.
okay, I know you're all gonna hate me. Are these research-based, when you all came up
So
with
our
stuff?
teams are.
I know our teams
TA.
are, yes.
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
obviously, but the activities that y'all came up with to incorporate some of those teaks, like, did you,
Okay, for example, we're gonna use this one. This is
Okay.
gonna be something that's gonna follow some of our teaks in here.
oh, which are the,
Okay?
the kids?
Yes,
okay.
so, that's why I liked it, because it says evidence-based program pillars. And one of our PE teachers actually is the one that brought that to me and said, hey, coach, I really like this, I've been looking at this. I think it's a guide for all of us to be able to hang our hat on. And so I said, okay, well, let me look at it, and we did. When I talked to Coach Foster, he said, I like it, let's go ahead and present it. They want it, then we'll do it.
Okay.
Okay?
Mr. Flores, because you oversee curriculum and instruction, do you have any questions on these teaks? I know you've been working with them.
Right, they've been working on it since they started at the beginning of the school year. We worked on December, and like Coach Campos mentioned, they're perfecting it. They did look at them, she looked at them, they needed to update it a little bit more. I think it's more specific. I don't know if you have that first sheet that you have, Coach. I think you break it down into, yes, can you?
Yes, sir.
So they broke it up into it gives them a content summary, a warm-up, what they're going to do for warm-up, the equipment that they're going to need, and then the activities. So it's more specific than it was just, these are the teaks that we covered.
Okay. And the goal is to more increase in movement, like you
So our
said.
goal, I do have some other lesson plans that also have our teaks. I didn't print them all out because I already killed enough trees. But this one, it's also, if we choose to follow this, it'll ask you it'll have a unit overview, big ideas, dribbling is used to keep possession of an object while traveling in personal or general space, and has several other bullets. An essential question that we can ask the student, for example, why do students need to learn how to dribble and pass? Okay, so it's even more specific, giving you a little bit more guide, and then at-home connections, and then we can ask the parents, they send out an email, or however it is they're gonna communicate. Again, I don't wanna micromanage. Ask your child to dribble a soccer ball, ask your child to dribble a basketball, ask your child to pass the ball, ask your child to dribble a ball while walking. And I think the home connection is crucial. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. I used to be a driver's ed instructor, and I used to have a parent bring me a kid, and they had 7 lessons to learn and get their driver's license. 7. The child had never been behind the wheel, had never done anything. They get a permit, and they still don't get driving at home. So I am a big firm believer that home connection is crucial. So that's why we went to this. And then I would have a mom or dad come in and like, my kid failed, you're supposed to pass him on the 7th lesson. Well, no, they can't do parallel, they don't know when to turn on the blinker. So anyway, so I think it's important. And if you notice, we even have it broken down. We can have color. So we have here concept with unit number 9, the concept of dribbling and passing, and all the teachers are down there. Then social development, which is also important. And then on the side, success criteria for this unit. I will dribble a soccer ball to correct form, and it just goes on with different.
I think the key here, ma'am, is the home connections.
Yes, that's
If our PE coaches, along with us, communicate with our parents about what is happening in our PE, I think this would be great, because that still promotes healthy bodies. Are we in agreement with that? I mean, that would be good. And then, of course, our social development.
I think it covers all those, also those pillars that we're looking at. The celebrating, the modeling. The home connection is a great modeling avenue.
So do our coaches have access to
I
this?
have a question, I don't know if it's a dumb question.
No,
but-
never.
I'm gonna have a dumb answer. Go ahead, ma'am.
Well, because my kid's only in pre-K 4, so I understand he doesn't have his homework like, high school or middle school.
Right.
But today's homework was challenge exercise for 3 minutes. And I went with him before coming here. I was thinking, let's just walk. But then he was like, Mama, I can run, Mama. I go, you go for it, baby. And he was running. And he was doing the 3 minutes, and I was like, are we not at 3 minutes yet? Like, oh my God. So to give homework.
So to be very honest with you, no, they can, but it's not gonna be called homework.
Okay.
It's gonna be more like, hey, if you do a 5-minute activity, bring it, to the coaches about 2 weeks ago. So they were already looking at it. And I had already told them, it's individual, but let's get it done. Let's get these kids involved.
And
Let's
like,
try to attack these teams.
and like how Mrs. Bauer had mentioned, it was a parent portal that could help with some of the information that you
I really
have.
like that for the summer, but like I said, I'll probably be calling you, so you know, we said that. I love it, I love it. I think it's great, and you know what? I thank you for bringing that experience up, because a lot of parents might be thinking, well, what's going on here? We're not doing anything. And yet, the teacher could have told the group, and there could have been only one that went home and told mom. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying, when we reach these kids at an earlier age, I believe it's a great way. They learn how to track their own goals. And I think learning how to track our own goals is so crucial, as opposed to mom and dad always tracking our goals. They might not be around all the time. So I think that's important. Yes, ma'am.
Richard, can you say a little bit
Question,
about
and it might be more
your
for Mrs.
balance
Flores,
and-
to help me understand. So I know that
Well, what is it
you're
about?
creating these lessons plans. Does the district have a format that, I mean, because it seems like you're doing the lesson plans, is there not a district format that everybody must follow?
For lesson plan? No, what we did, we implemented something for reading and math this past school year. So we were working with that one, and we brought it into our science and social studies for this coming school year. But for athletics or for PE, no. So when we met with Coach Foster, he said he was gonna be looking at this to see what kind of a format we can. It's like Coach Campos says, this might not be their last product, because now we want him to come down and look at what they have and keep perfecting the format.
So my train of thought is keeping it uniform so that you also have administrators, because sometimes there's a big misconception that they don't know what to look for when it comes to the PE class, but they do. They know what a bell ringer looks like.
Yes.
They know what the objective is. They know what the activity is, and so that, you know, they can make pop-ins and see, is the activity aligning with these TEKs? You know, everybody knows what TEKs are in the education
Yes,
system.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, I mean, whatever format you have is great, but it might be helpful for the administrator to also help Coach Campos, to help Coach Foster, to help facilitate growth. I mean, I think it could be something, instead of going in and being admonishing when you're not doing X, Y, and Z correctly, you can say, hey, I see, you know, it's easier to spot out and
I see
support.
that. I can see that. Now, I am going to say this, up at the high school, we use the same format. Dr. Leon gave us the format and said, this is what you're using. And we're like, yes, ma'am. So that's what we're using. I know the junior high, I believe now, I could be way off my rocker here, and they might not be using it, but I should have already reached out to Coach Dacia and Coach Martinez, but I know at the high school we do. But I like that idea because it does give a uniform method of somebody walking in and saying, hey, that's not going on kind of thing, because it's not here.
Because like you said, you know, like the PE teacher said, if this is for, you know, self-work, to do at home, to engage. And out of, I mean, as teachers, you know, you tell it to 30, okay, you know what, half of them are gonna do it, and then you're gonna have another 25% parents who are actually involved. So the more people you can reach, and the more people that work together can strengthen the program.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But thank you. I like your ideas. Thank you.
I really like
Anything
also
else, ma'am?
the home connections and the
Yes.
social development. We do
Yes.
have some kids that really need to engage in social development. So those are components you're adding to your.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And like I said, having conversations with the individuals that are involved and listening to your all's ideas, I think the only thing we can do is just keep growing. I think it's very important that we are willing to be as kind and as cooperative. Like really, seriously, I mean, it does take that for us to be able to keep improving. It really does. And thank you all for those of you that have comments. If you all don't have any other comments, ma'am, is there anything else I can help you with?
No, ma'am. We do need to,
Are we good?
are we good? Are we gonna, do you have any other questions for Mrs. Campos, Coach Campos at this time?
Anything?
It's outside. Outside.
There's no breaks here, ma'am. I'm just kidding. Let me go. All right,
Okay.
anything else?
No, we're good. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
great. No,
Any other
thank you all for
questions?
listening. I appreciate it.
Next one is food and nutrition services.
Okay, so we have.
You may want to hear.
So school breakfast week is next week. We're going to be celebrating with events that are going to be going on at the campuses. I'll be giving the flyers to the principals tomorrow at the meeting. We will have
all the ingredients, and they're gonna make a mango con coco breakfast bowl. So we're excited about that. The kids are gonna make it, and they're gonna just have the students test it. We're gonna have scorecards. And at Lion Cafe, we're gonna have a sausage croissant sample, possible a la carte item, and we're gonna have, like I said, samples at all schools and events, pictures. It's just a fun week to promote school breakfast. And also our coffee is a grant that we received from Jerry Council. We know that at mostly all the high schools, it's 50% or less that participate of the students. We're about at 55%, so hopefully this will help us increase our breakfast participation. What we're gonna do, it was a grant that was given to us of $1,800 to buy brewers and signage. So we're gonna prepare the coffees. We're gonna try to do it Tuesday and Thursdays for the month of April. So when the students go by, they'll get their breakfast, their milk, and then they'll be handed over a coffee. So we'll have like the French vanilla on Tuesdays, the caramel the next day. It's coffee with ice, and they'll be able to pour in their milk in there and have like a breakfast cold coffee. We're excited about that as well. There's a lot of competition out there. I know the kids come in with different foods and coffees. So that's just to help us increase participation, and I'm pretty sure the kids are going to enjoy that as well. And that's all I have. If you have any questions?
The coffee, when Mrs. Casas brought this up to me, I was like, I think this is really good because kids want that, and she's using healthy.
Yes.
She's not using that creamer that you buy at H-E-B with all that flavor.
No, we're using, of course, our milk. It's 1%, 2% low-fat milk, and then, of course, the coffee is the coffee. And we are going to have a syrup that's sugar-free already in the coffee. So we'll give them a 4-ounce coffee. They can pour in their 8-ounce milk or 4 ounces of milk, and I'll have ice on it. And we're going to do a dab of whipped cream.
Just a dab.
So we're excited, and I know the kids are, and they're saying, what about the other schools? Well, we're doing a little bit of, we're just remodel. Well, that's maybe another topic. But yes, we're trying to do a lot. We're gonna have smoothies at the elementaries. I know the kids love smoothies, so we're gonna have a smoothie at the elementaries.
I asked her if we could do this coffee thing at the junior high, and she just looked at me like, no.
No,
They won't allow it?
Not the regulations, no. So it's just for the high school.
And Ms. Casas says,
At Green Bay, generally, the and we do sell coffee. We have our Lion Cafe, and we'll continue to do that. But it's going to be the same. We're not going to have anything different. It's going to be the same cup. It's going to be, the kids are not, those that want the coffee can go get their breakfast. And those that want to just go buy one can go buy one.
we did survey, and I'm going to share this with you. We did survey our teachers. When we did do surveys, there was a lot of great things at the high school, that the cafeteria food had improved, the kids are enjoying it. It's the junior high kids that do not eat. And we've witnessed it when we've been there. It's good food. Like, oh my God, because we're all hungry too, but they just sit there and they don't eat it because it's like a social. We're thinking it's like a social.
This year, we have like boneless wings. We got just different items.
Teriyaki chicken and.
They're the ones also wearing the sweater.
Yeah.
They're just so self-conscious.
Yeah, they're very,
Have you thought about surveying the kids and trying to find out?
she did,
Okay.
yeah.
Why did they say why?
Oh, not why. I just thought about the meals, if they picked.
No, it could be like social norms. At Green, we do have a higher percent eating breakfast. We do have a higher percent eating at Green. And we do have a high percent eating overall. Maybe they're not eating all their items, but they do like take their plate. And as long as they have something, I'm okay with it.
Like maybe they're not hungry at that time, so,
And in the morning, they're not hungry. The junior high kids are not hungry. And we've tried different things. We've tried to serve them like towards the bell and then take it to the classroom. At one point when Mr. Flores was there, but it's the same.
Eating
We've done eating. We have not done for eating in the breakfast in the classroom, but
When I was in school, that helped me. Like, I wouldn't go to the cafeteria because I didn't want to wake up so early. But then you're in the classroom, you have to be there. They brought the food to the classroom, and then everybody ate there.
it's just that the building, the way the building is, it's just a lot of classrooms, it's just a lot of hallways, and we just really need to sit down and see how we can do that. But we've talked about it, but it's just, it will be a lot of personnel that we need there.
it could be an environmental issue. I know that the junior high
Yeah, we just took it to the board.
Okay, so maybe you'll see a difference next year if you change the environmental
Yes.
factor.
New fresh paint, furniture that's being upgraded, new decals, so I just, maybe that could.
Have you asked the students what kind of, like, give them I mean, of course, obviously, it's really hard, but to make them feel empowered or they have a voice on where they eat, like give them 3 different samples of designs. And if they choose, like they're more willing to eat there, like it's just hypothesized, but.
I know we have a little committee right now going over it. It has not been approved, the final plans have not been approved, but we can, I'll talk to Ms. Thomas.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Casas? I just want to commend her as well, because yesterday she was on high gear and full alert, making sure that all our students were fed yesterday at our campus.
It was excellent.
It was crazy.
They
Yes.
really did a great job.
Yes.
We have a great
Very
staff. We have great staff. They're awesome.
The next thing that I want to bring up is for mental health counseling as an action item. It's a Hope Squad. A couple of months ago, we received a reward of $10,000, and we thought, well, what can we do with it? Well, we wanted to focus more on the mental health counseling, and there is an opportunity for us through Hope Squad. And Hope Squad, and I will email you all this information, Hope Squad is a peer-to-peer suicide prevention program. As you know, we're a small community, but suicide is there, and our counselors do deal with suicide often. You know, we do see some behaviors, and we do have procedures in place to what to do when kids show signs of suicidal tendencies. Hope Squad members are nominated by their classmates as trustworthy peers and trained by advisors. So in other words, it's a peer-to-peer. So if I know that Ms. Nancy Laredo is someone that is just a very well, a good person that is able to, that gets along with other kids, and they all look at her as a role model, you know, whatever it is, then they can be nominated to get trained, not so much to prevent suicide, but to be a peer-to-peer, to have that kid that is having suicidal tendencies or, what is it? Ideations. Then we would say, hey, Nancy, let's be a peer to Lillian. You know, and then they work, so maybe we can see some kind of reductions on those ideations. This is something that we are looking at. This program is research-based. It reduces the risk of youth suicide through the education, through training, and of course through peer intervention. We're just not going to do peer intervention, but there's also some education involved in it, and then also training. This is something we want to bring to the committee, to the SHAC, to see if this is something that we want to implement, so we can start the process on Hope Squad. I want to provide you all with more literature on this. We don't know how it looks. We have seen some videos on it. I want to see if I can show you a video. If you can give me 2 minutes, I can share it with y'all. Y'all have a 2-minute break? Yes? Okay.
Just do mine and then.
Yeah.
Or you wanna-
Yes, if you want to.
So the last one that we have on our wish list, pulling that up, is the Bodies, Boundaries, and Behavior Conference. This is something that Region 1 put together for special needs students and educators. So we did take advantage of this with our 18+ program. Our 18+ program are students that are between the ages of 18 to 22 that are within our district identified with intellectual disabilities or disabilities that they can continue to stay with us, so we can help promote them with, self-advocacy, post-secondary goals, things like that. So what Bodies, Boundaries, and Behavior targeted this year with our kiddos and our teacher was, different activities and lessons and ways that we can teach our adult students, the do's and don'ts, people in my life, appropriate person, relationships, boundaries in relationships with others. One of the activities was don't cross the line, navigating boundary confusion in your child with Down syndrome. Another activity or session was Bodies, Boundaries, and Sexuality, Supporting Sexuality Individuals with Intellectual Disabilities. So this is just something that we felt was necessary for some of our kiddos who are, they're adults. They go through things, they still have the same emotions, the same thoughts, and they just don't know how to handle them. So we did obtain, for those students that have guardianship, of course, permission from their parents. The parents were asked to also, if they wanted to join in the sessions, they were welcome to join. So we did take advantage of this last week with our TIES teacher, Mr. Paul Keene, and he came back with some good lessons and activities to implement with our adult students. So it's just something that we felt that we needed to share with the SHAC community, since it does touch on some of these, we talk about healthy minds, healthy bodies, and our special needs students and them from experiencing these things that we all go through. So that's just informational items for the community.
Thank you, Rachel. Jacinto. So Hope Squad, I don't think I have a speaker for it, but I still think you can. Will it project the speaker?
You might just pick up off your.
Okay. Do I have to do anything here? No?
Oh, just,
Okay. I don't know if y'all can, if you're going to be able to hear this. I was going to turn the, can y'all see?
Suicide is a leading cause
Oh,
of
you
death
can't hear it, right?
aged 10 to 19 years old. Thousands of youth are lost to suicide each year. However, most suicides are preventable. Youth who are contemplating suicide frequently give warning signs of their distress. Most youth will tell a friend or give warning signs that they are struggling, but many of their friends do not tell an adult. A Hope Squad is a group of students nominated by their peers as good listeners and caring fellow students. They work closely with their local mental health agency. Hope Squad members are taught by school advisors on how to recognize suicide warning signs in their peers and provide support. Hope Squad members are trained on how to talk to a fellow struggling student. If the peer needs help, they listen and then try to convince them to go see an adult in the school. If that does not work, they inform a school counselor about their concerns about their peers, so the counselor can contact the student and the parents for additional help and support. Hope Squad members also bring suicide prevention awareness to the entire school by holding an annual Hope Week, when fellow peers are given information about suicide prevention. For more information, please visit hopesquad.com.
I'm sorry y'all didn't get to hear it. I don't know why this is not coming out, but so this is something that we want to implement. We want to look at using the funds that were awarded to us to help us with suicide prevention. If you all want to read up on the information, I can send it to you all. I can email it to you all, and we can table the decision, and then we can come back at next meeting when you all have the information in front of you. I can give it to you all, and then you all can feel comfortable in voting on this. Or do you all want to vote on this now? I mean, it doesn't matter to us. It doesn't matter to me. If you want more information, I can give you that more information, email it to you all, and we can go from there. This is going to help with our students when it comes to suicide. We are going to be working closely with our counselors, with our LSSPs. I know, Ms. Bento, you want to talk a little bit about what you're doing with?
We are, as a district, trying to work on a mental health. We devised a small committee of district personnel and different avenues, different perspectives, to put together a mental health team for the district. Not that we are not servicing our students with their mental health needs, but we're trying to establish a more uniform and consistent, processes and procedures for different types of situations that our kiddos go to. We do have currently right now 3 LSSPs, and they're school psychologists essentially that work with our special needs students and also some of our mainstream students. But as we're going to lose one of them due to ESSER funding, so now we're trying to spread that out to our general ed counselors so they can assist us as well. But everybody has a role in mental health as a district. It goes from teachers to support staff to administrators to counselors, school psychologists. It's not just a one, everybody has a role. So that's what we're doing right now, roles and responsibilities for every single staff member within the district. And putting all that together, seeing what does that look like, what kind of training do we need to do for our personnel to be able to meet the needs of our students and our staff. And I believe, Hope Squad also is not only for the peers, from my understanding, it's also for staff members, because staff members do go through this as well. So I think with that one, it just provides you,
Training.
but it also provides, I want to say, personnel that
Education.
is not, sometimes people feel more comfortable talking to somebody that doesn't know who they are, or we're a small community. Sometimes that's kind of hard to have that confidence with somebody that you're going to see, around. So that's, I think, something that we're working towards. And I think when the Hope Squad is something that we have been discussing in mental health. I believe some of the other districts, I think it's Edinburgh is using Hope Squad, and they've been pretty successful with it. It's again just a resource for our staff and our students.
What do y'all think? Any questions on this Hope Squad? Sir? No?
Sounds pretty good.
Let's vote.
And if we have the funds that was provided to us through
Valley Baptist.
and their reason for giving gifting us this $10,000 was so that we can use it towards mental health.
And we don't see just suicidal in high school.
It's bereavement, loss in family. It's not only death. It's also medical things that people are going through. It also has to do with just self-image. Students. We have students that we're bringing back from COVID, and we are a small community. We have a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but a handful of students that we're bringing back to school because they have such high levels of anxiety. They've been, during the COVID situation, a lot of students kind of hunkered down at home, and it took quite a bit of time for some of these students to get back into the swing of things. Transitioning those kids from a homebound setting to a school setting. So it's not just, suicide, it's depression, it's anxiety, it's the pressures of being a student. And you kind of forget sometimes that these kids carry a lot of weight on their shoulders when it comes to grades and friends and extracurriculars and home life, and there's just a lot of situations. So it's more than just suicide, it's a lot of
All the other needs that the students have. I mean, it's obvious that you've looked into it, it's obvious y'all are aware of what it provides, what it could provide for our students, and I think
I want it as a resource for
that-
available
yes,
to help with our counselors, with our LSSPs, or even with our staff to.
just another tool
Mhm.
for us to be able to help our children.
So, do y'all want to take a vote on this? Is that we can? Yes. Okay, all in favor? Great. Okay. Next item on the agenda is, before we debrief, I'm going to jump over. Look at your calendars. When would be a good time for our next meeting? Y'all want to do one after spring break?
Monday, after school?
The first week in April.
In March or?
Well, we do have to have 2 more meetings. So do you want to do one in at the end of March, tentatively? Can we do March the 26th, or do we have a board meeting? Okay. So March 26th,
That's, what's that, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Usually Tuesdays are pretty good for me. I don't remember, and that's my fault, I don't remember my district meeting, but it's probably gonna be on Wednesday and Thursday, I think, the third and fourth, I believe.
I don't know what action items we can bring, but we'll meet as a SHAC committee, and then we can decide. Okay. Are we in favor for March 26th? Yes? Okay, great. Debrief? What, ma'am? I can't hear you. Okay, sounds good. Do y'all have any other questions, any other ideas, recommendations for our next meeting? No? I want to thank you all for coming. I know that everybody is tired. We've all worked our 8-hour shift plus more, but I appreciate it. This is important. This helps us with our wellness and everything for our students. So sorry that it took a little longer than expected, but I want to thank you all for coming. Thank you. And keep on doing those 3 minutes. I'll be right behind you. Bye, ma'am. Thank you.